people, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Literal Podcast. Yay! Welcome back to your favorite podcast, the only podcast where we spill the tea, sweet gist with laughter, so much love, and of course small basketballs sometimes. I'm your wonderful host Ogechinze, aka the Phenomenal Oge. You know how we do it here. Welcome back to the podcast, and thank you so much for joining us once again. If this is your first time seeing this podcast, you're welcome. I want to remind you to please click on the subscribe button so you can get notified every time we post a new video, and turn on your notification button for that, obviously, very important. And don't forget to please like this video, drop your comments as it goes by, and then share to all your friends, your family, your loved ones, and even your enemies, because hey, what shall it profit you not to share this video, my darling? Thanks very much. So today we're going to be talking about something very important, something very crucial, which is conflict resolution in relationship. So we get to get more understanding of how to resolve conflict, because having the conflict is not the problem. How you handle it is what determines whether it just, goes by as an ordinary misunderstanding, or if it ends up as a full-time fight, which of course we don't want to see. So now we're going to be talking about steps to take to resolve conflicts without choking each other, without being at loggerheads with your partner. We're talking about what are the things you can actually do to avoid fighting unnecessarily with your partner. Number one thing is pause and take a break. Pause and take a break. Sometimes if you just pause for a few seconds and think what you're about to say through, you see that, okay, some things are not meant to be said. Sometimes if you pause and think and ask yourself, this thing that I want to say now, should it be said now? Should it be said later? Or should it not even be said at all? So if you sit down and ask yourself some of those questions after you have taken a pause before talking, sometimes it will help you to avoid certain conflicts. Because certain conflicts just start because of what exactly it is that you said. If you had avoided saying some things, you would have avoided some conflicts. Do you get me? So try not to give any reply in anger. Don't reply in anger, basically. Because the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath, like I said earlier on. So sometimes when you just learn to pause and breathe, think through before you give whatever response you want to give, you'll be surprised as to how you would reduce your conflict level. Because sometimes the only reason why that matter turned to a fight was because you didn't think before speaking. If you had thought about what you wanted to say before speaking, you would have realized that, oh, this thing doesn't really make sense to say now. Or you would have realized that if I say this thing now, it's going to cause issues. Let me just swallow it. So number 2 step you can take is learn to use I statements rather than you accusations. I'll break it down. I'll give a scenario. Instead of saying, oh, you never listen to me, you don't listen to me, you're always just busy on your phone, I don't like the way you don't listen to me, blah, 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 blah. This person, your partner is just going to hear that, oh, I'm being accused, she's blaming me, she's coming at me, she's fighting me. And all your partner is going to come up with is defense. And at that point in time, it defeats the purpose of the whole thing. Because once your partner comes back with the defense game, you guys are not going to get any headway. It's just going to be accusation versus accusation. But how can you say that I don't listen to you? Is it not you that I did this for? Is it not you that I listened to you in that time? Before you know it, you guys are not going to get any headway. So instead of using, oh, you did this, you did that, you're always doing this, you're always doing that, try to. I understand that resisting the urge to say you did this, you're always doing this, you're always doing that is difficult. But if you can try to master the act of resisting the urge to blame or accuse your partner and use I statements instead, things will be better off. Your quarrels will be limited. Instead of saying, you don't listen to me, you never listen to me, rather say something like, I feel unheard when I'm talking to you and you're just busy on your phone. That way, you appeal to your partner's conscience and then get your message passed on straight, and they understand that, oh, this is how what I do makes this my partner feel, rather than, oh, you never listen, you never do this. The other one, the latter, the former is an accusation, of, oh, you always do this, you always do that, you never do this, you never do that. That comes in like an accusation, and your partner is only going to come back to you with defense. So if you learn to say, oh, I feel unheard about this, or I'm not happy when you do this, I'm not happy when you do that, when you do this, it makes me feel this kind of way, it makes me feel that kind of way, that would be a better approach, and it's going to limit the amount of conflicts you guys are going to have over issues like that. So you see, if you learn to use the I statements rather than the you accusations, you are going to communicate the same message but in a better way and with less boost. You get me? So another step you need to take to resolve conflict is listen to understand and not listen to respond. A lot of people listen to respond rather than listen to understand, because sometimes if you understand the difference, you would limit the amount of conflict you have with people. Sometimes the reason why you and your partners talk or argument ended in a quarrel or ended in a fight is because you did not listen to understand where they're coming from. You only listen to respond. So if you can calm down, listen to them, and don't roll your eyes while they're talking. Don't be all no eye rolling. If you listen to them genuinely, listen to understand them and not just listen to respond to them, things will be better. And in the course of listening to understand, you don't roll your eyes, you don't give any rude comments or any negative body language. You just listen genuinely and honestly, and you keep your mouth shut. Don't interrupt them while they're talking. You're not going to die in that few seconds that they're going to say what they want to say, or the few minutes they use to pass their message along. You will not die if you keep quiet. If you cannot manage yourself, hold your lips. It's better. Just keep quiet, listen to them, hear them out, allow them to air their views. And as they are talking, please, I know my people that like problem. As they're talking, don't be planning your comeback in your head. Because some people, they're very good at that. That's the only thing that they're doing. All they're thinking about is that this person is saying, oh, I don't like the way you do this. Oh, I feel like you don't love me. I feel like you don't care about me. I feel like you don't put me first. Blah, 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 blah. You're already planning your comeback in your head. Then immediately they hand over to you. You're just waiting for the person to just keep quiet. And you're like, have you finished? Yes. Okay. Now it's my turn. Good evening. And it's like, if your partner says, oh, I don't like the way you do this, you don't do this, you don't do that, the next thing, pam, 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 kwang, 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 it becomes a debate for you. Good evening, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers. I'm here to defend the motion which says, I don't love you again, or I don't do this, I don't do that. And then the next thing, fam, you start your debate. Me, that last year, I still took you to so and so place. Me that yesterday I still cooked for you. Me that still did this for you. Me that still did that for you. And you're already planning your comeback in your head. How can you not say that I don't love you? How can you not say that I don't do? How can you say you don't do that? You're not going to get any headway with that. It's going to end up in an argument or in a big full-time quarrel, full-time conflict, because you're not going to get any solution to the problem. But if you had listened to that person to understand where they're coming from, understand that, okay, it's not that this person just likes problem. The person just doesn't feel happy or doesn't feel good at the moment. If you just listen to understand them and see where they're coming from, you would, give a better response without, thinking about coming back, about your own comeback in your head of, I need to give this person back to back to tell, hey, they say I cannot do this. How can you say that I can't do that? No, it doesn't work that way. So if you come with that defensive mechanism mindset, you're going to just end everything in a fiasco. You're not going to get any headway. So your best bet is listen to understand and not to respond. So number 4 thing you need to do is agree to disagree sometimes. It is normal. Understand that you both are two different people with different upbringings, different way of life and all that, different personalities. So conflict is bound to happen. Friction is bound to happen. But you need to handle it responsibly. So you need to understand that it is okay to agree to disagree. Understand that you cannot always be right all the time. It's not a law case. It's not a lawsuit that you are winning. You're not a lawyer. Neither is this a court. So it's not a matter of who wins the case. No. If you think about it like that and think that, oh, you need to always be right. If you feel you need to always be right, you're not going to get any headway. You end up with a lot of conflict in your relationship, because no matter how wise or how good you think you are, you can never always be right. You cannot always be right. And you need to be okay with the fact that sometimes you can be wrong, sometimes you can be the one who is making the mistake. Sometimes you can be the one who is in the wrong. No matter how old you are, it doesn't matter who is older or who is younger. It's not automatic that the older person can never be in the wrong or the older person can never make mistakes. No, it doesn't work like that. You need to understand that it's okay to agree to disagree. Understand that you cannot always be right. It's not a battle of your ego here. The aim is peace and not ego. You need to understand that your goal is peace and not pride. So if you understand it that way, you put your ego in check. Number 5, another way to resolve conflict is learn to apologize properly. Some people don't know how to apologize properly. They will say things like, oh, if you felt offended, sorry. No, that's not an apology. Clearly, this person has already told you that they felt offended. So which one is if you felt offended or if you're angry, sorry? No, that's a haphazard apology. You don't do that because it shows that it doesn't come from your heart. So the correct way to apologize is, oh, I'm sorry I made you feel this way. I'm sorry I did what I did. I'm sorry I made you unhappy. Please forgive me. I'm very sorry about it. Please forgive me. That's a proper apology. Not, oh, if you're angry, sorry. Or if you felt offended, sorry. No, that's not an apology. A proper apology is simply, oh, I'm sorry. I accept that I was wrong. I accept that I hurt you. I'm sorry about it. That's a proper apology. And trust me, if you say it, you'll be better off for it in the end and you will not die. You will not die. So number 6 way to resolve conflict is pray together. I cannot overemphasize this one. Prayer is key. Sometimes you cannot do it all on your own. So you need to invite God to give you the grace to communicate your truth with love and understanding. You need to ask God for wisdom to speak the truth in love. So you need the God factor. He's very, very important. Don't keep him out of your relationship, your friendships, whatever it is. If you guys learn to pray together, sometimes what you're battling with is not just ordinary conflict and ordinary issues. Sometimes it's spiritual patterns that you don't know about. So it is important that you bring the God factor in. Pray about your conflicts, pray about your issues together, and you will see how God will help you solve them with wisdom. Next thing, I'm going to tell you what not to do in a conflict. What are the things that you shouldn't do in the course of conflict? Now, put your ear like this. Dark again, like they say in Igbo. Put your ear very well light here in Yoruba. I don't know how they say it in Hausa. Those are the 3 major Nigerian languages. I don't know how to say it in French, Spanish, and all the other languages. But in English, hold on to your ears. Open your ears properly and let me warn you now. Things you shouldn't do in conflict. Number 1, do not use silent treatment like it's your superpower. You see that one? Abort mission. Don't do it. That's it's literally tantamount to witchcraft. It's pure witchcraft. Don't do silent treatment. Don't give your partner silent treatment. It doesn't help the situation at all. Some people think, oh, I will ignore her. I will give her silent treatment. She'll feel bad and then she'll come around and come and beg me. My brother, it doesn't work. Even if for any reason, she just comes to talk to you like that at that point in time because she wants to be the bigger person and follow peace with all men. It's not a healthy way to go about any conflict. Because she might think you're solving the conflict at that point in time. No, you are not. You're postponing it. She just decided to be the bigger person to talk to you for peace to reign. But that issue has not been resolved in her heart. So that unresolved issue, when you push it on the side, it's like laying foundation. You are putting more building blocks with your silent treatment. You're piling it and piling it and piling it until one day it becomes a full-blown temper tantrum. And then one day, that's why you see, sometimes you just see one partner. You see, after 15 years, after 10 years of marriage, you hear they just divorced. And you're like, what could have gone wrong? That's because there has been a lot of issues that have been swept under the carpet. One person has been enduring for years until it gets them here and they can't take it anymore. And then they decide to up and leave. So that's exactly what happens. And those are the dangers that silent treatment poses. So you don't do silent treatment. Rather than do silent treatment, speak about the issue. Don't sulk. Talk about it. Trash those issues and get on and move ahead. You'll be better off for it that way. Number 2 thing you shouldn't do. Don't go and be posting sub or throwing shades at your partner on WhatsApp status or Instagram status or whatever it is. Red flag. Don't do it. So don't go and start all those Some people don't know the value of what they have until they lose it. Some men are scum, women are this one and that one. Don't do that. Those things are completely immature, and many people are fond of it, especially, let me say, especially women now. Sometimes if you check a woman's WhatsApp status, sometimes based on the kind of sudden out of the blue shady comments or shades that she post on her WhatsApp, you know what is going on at home. You know when her husband has offended her, or when her whatever partner that she has offended her. Some men too are not, some men too are not innocent of this. Some men to do it as well, which is very immature for either parties. It shouldn't be something that you should be doing. Trash out your issues and don't go throwing subs or throwing shades at each other on social media. That doesn't help. So number 3 thing that you shouldn't do, don't bring up past mistakes in current issues. So don't go bringing up something your partner did in 2012 in 2025. Red flag. Don't do it. So if your partner has done something in the past and you claim you've forgiven them, act like it, please. Act like you have truly forgiven them. Forgive and forget. Don't go and revisit a 2012 issue in 2025 simply because you have an issue now. Don't be the kind of partner that says, that's how in 2025, 5th of January 2025, by 7:05 a.m. you did something similar. That's how you said so in 2015. In 2018, that's how you also did this thing. In 2020, that's how you also said haba. Hey, record keeper, agba. Don't do that. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help your relationship. It doesn't help the situation. It complicates things even further. So if you've claimed that you've forgiven your partner for something they've done in the past, please act like it and don't bring it back again in the future. Thanks. So another thing you should not do in your conflict is don't involve the whole world in your fight. Don't involve the whole village, aka social media. Some people take all their conflict and their issues to social media to trash out. No, conflict is not content. We need to have filter. I know and I understand that there are a lot of TMI online now. Some people don't know where to draw the line between conflict and content. Some people don't understand that your conflict in your family is not content. It's not something you should be posting on social media. We don't need to know that much information. It's TMI for us. It doesn't concern us. Sort out your issues in your homes and don't bring it out and, don't wash your dirty linen in public, basically. How do you even know if a relationship is worth saving? How do you know whether this relationship is worth fighting for, is worth resolving issues over? There's certain questions you need to ask yourself. Number 1, is there mutual respect? You need to ask yourself, does this my partner respect me as much as I respect them? Is there mutual respect in this relationship? Respect, they say, is reciprocal, so it cannot be one-sided. It's not only the man that deserves respect, the woman deserves respect just as much as the man does. So if there is no mutual respect in that relationship, then maybe it's not really worth saving. Number 2, do we both want peace or does one person want war? That one is another important thing. It takes 2 to tango, they say. 2 people need to be interested in, 2 people need to want that relationship to work for it to really work. It takes 2 people to build it. It takes only one person to break it off. So if the both of you do not mutually want peace, then I'm sorry for that relationship because it's most likely gonna hit the rocks. So both of you need to want peace for peace to actually reign in that home. So number 3, you need to ask yourself, am I holding on to this person or am I just holding on to the idea of them? I'll explain that. Some people don't really love you as a person. They love the idea of you. I'll give you an example. Just imagine, for example, a lady has always wanted to marry a tall, dark and handsome man who is rich, wealthy, influential, all those kind of things. And then she finally gets to meet this kind of man and marries that kind of man. And then they have a lot of issues and a lot of friction in their marriage. But the only reason why she keeps being the only one to apologize, the only one to forgive, the only one to, apologize all the time. She's the only one holding on to the relationship like life wire, like her life depends on it, because she's most likely in love with the idea of this guy. She can't see herself, losing out on this relationship because she feels like, I stand to lose a lot. I can't leave this man who is, financially stable, who has the good looks that I want and all that. So you need to ask yourself, am I really, fighting for my partner, or do I just love the idea of them? So you need to be sure that you love this person for who they are and not just the idea of them and what they represent. So now I'll tell you one thing that not everybody might agree with, but I'm going to tell you this word of wisdom in all sincerity. Not every relationship or not every quarrel is worth ending in, oh, let's fix it. Sometimes the best solution to some relationship issues or some kind of relationship conflict is let's part ways peacefully. Sometimes the best solution to the problems you're having is to part ways for some people. While some people, depending on the kind of issues they're having and the mindset of both parties in that relationship, sometimes it's a let's fix it kind of problem, while sometimes it's let's peacefully walk away. That is the best solution to that problem. So you need to find out which one exactly is the right decision for your own circumstance or your own kind of relationship. So my final words here, I'm going to tell you this for free. God is not an author of confusion. So if you have a relationship that is always leaving you anxious, always leaving you scared, always leaving you, worried, feeling attacked or feeling drained, then maybe it's time to sit back and rethink that relationship. Is it really healthy for you? Is it working for you? Does it make you happy? Does this relationship make you a better person? So if you ask yourself these questions and the answer to all these things are no, this relationship is not in any way building you or adding up to you or adding to you or making you a better person, then maybe it's time to walk away. But if your answer to this question are yes, if this partner is really a good person, and the relationship is impacting you positively and making you a better person, then maybe it's time to sit down and fix it and sort out your differences. But if it's not adding anything positive to your life, but only taking and taking and taking from you and draining you, then maybe it's actually time to walk away peacefully. So conflict should lead to understanding and not constant trauma. You shouldn't be in a situation whereby, every single time you guys have a conflict, it's like you're walking on eggshells. Something like that is unhealthy. So if every single conflict you have leaves you traumatized about the whole situation and makes you have to walk on eggshells, then something is off about that, and maybe it's time to let it go or seek proper help. But if it's a situation whereby every conflict ends in understanding and makes you guys understand each other better, then that's a healthy kind of conflict and a healthy kind of relationship to be in. My dear listener, today I implore you to pick relationships that bring you growth, increase you on every side, both physically, spiritually, mentally. Relationships that make you a better person and not a relationship that leaves you traumatized and sad. Dear listener, choose a relationship that challenges you, pushes you, and brings you closer to achieving your purpose and not just serves you drama. In that relationship that you're holding on to today, make sure you pray about it, talk about it, learn from it. And if for any reason your conflicts, you've done all these things and you've realized that the conflict still cannot be resolved, then maybe it's time to walk away with grace. So thank you so much, fam, for listening. If this episode made you laugh or made you think about your relationship or maybe think about your stand or made you send a text to that one person that you have been having issues or having a beef with, then of course I've done my job. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you watched up to this point. If you really watched up to this point, thank you so much. God bless you. I love you so much. You guys have my heart. Thank you so much for taking out your time to watch this video. And please, if at this point you haven't liked this video, what are you waiting for? Please, it is free to like this video. Drop your comments. What do you think about conflict resolution? What kind of conflict resolution styles do you know that actually works for you? Please drop your comments in the comment section so that other people can also learn from it. And if you also have a question you would like to ask, please drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to answer. And don't forget to share this video to all your friends, your loved ones, everyone you know. Anybody that you think has conflict resolution issues, please send this video to them. Those you even feel that their conflict resolution is okay, you can still send it to them. Send it to your friends, your family, your loved ones, and even your enemies, papa, because we rise by lifting others. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you on my next video, same time next week. I love you. Bye.